Hi, and welcome to another insight into my collection. And this time I thought I'd have a look at the Matchbox Lesney, Walt Disney and Popeye series. Now, these were introduced, they first had the time of day in the 1979-1980 catalogue. And it was a lot for Lesney. It was licensed, and it was their one of their early ventures into manufacturing away from their UK London base, and these models were made in Hong Kong. So they started off with these particular ones, and then they continued on and added more, and then they added a little more. So the second catalogue is my tried and tested and well used 80-81 catalogue, and then the final one is the 81-82 catalogue. And then they disappeared. They didn't really go to the transition from Universal. They just vanished, and that was that. I know that Jack O'Dell was really fighting against manufacturing anywhere other than his London base and the UK base. He didn't want to make people unemployed. He seriously didn't. But this is WD1. So that is what is it? Mickey Mouse's fire engine. I didn't want to say the wrong thing, so I'd rather read it. But these are lovely models. They must have been reasonably happy with the tooling. I don't know the longevity of the tooling, but maybe perhaps not as good as those manufactured in the UK. But as you can see, it is definitely a Lesney product. I bought these about a decade ago, round about the region of sort of £10 or slightly less. WD Donald Duck Beach Buggy, so these were issued in '79. They're a lovely series. I didn't really know much about them, and at that age I wasn't really collecting them, but by the time I was, these were quite scarce, so I was very pleased to get, I would say, most of them. I'm only missing just a couple, and you can see them behind the box that I've got just holding these. This is actually the box where most of them have come out with, and storage. The cards, the rear of the cards are pretty much all the same. I'm realising that I'm not getting the clarity of some. You can also see where price labels were removed, and some of the blisters have yellowed. It's just how things go. It is just how things go. But they really are lovely castings, actually, well made. So Jack O'Dell must have been reasonably pleased with these when they came in, but who knows about the longevity of the castings, the fact that they just haven't continued. I realise I've rattled and I've not said anything about them, have I? So I have got here, this is WD5 Mickey Mouse Jeep, and the previous one was WD4, which was Minnie Mouse's Lincoln, and the previous one to that was WD3 Goofy's Beetle. Right, okay, so one has to engage brain and remember. So this one is WD6 Donald Duck Jeep. They weren't in production for very long. I know base plates did change to Macau, So it could be the reason why they didn't continue was the whole cost of licensing. That's always the issue with things, and I know Mattel do wonderful things with licensed products, but we're talking of the 1970s here, different era. This is WD7, Pinocchio's Travelling Theatre. As I say, most of the variations, they were much stricter than what Lesney products ever were with variations, but most of the variations were to do with country of origin rather than any sort of meaningful variation. And then we go to this little fella who is WD8 Jiminy Cricket's old timer. Here we have him sitting and enjoying his drive out in his old timer. Have a little look at the base plate. Just see if I can hold it there so that the camera focuses. Then we have this one. Whoops-a-daisy. So this is WD9 Goofy's sports car. Again, these were all issued around about 1979, which would have been quite a turmoil time for Lesney products, as only a couple of years later they collapsed, which was a great shame. But Universal did a fantastic job on keeping Matchbox alive and going. So now we have WD10, which is Goofy's Train. This was issued a little later in 1980, and again the only origin or the only sort of known difference with this one is the country of origin, and that changes from this one, which is Hong Kong, to Macau. So I'm hoping that focuses. The final one I've got is the furthest away, and this one is number 12, WD12, Mickey Mouse's Corvette. The one I'm missing is WD11, Donald Duck's ice cream van, probably one of the most popular ones. I have seen it. It's going for a bit more than what I'm willing to pay at the moment, but you never know. Now we move on to the next one, which is Popeye's spinach wagon. And there he is. So the Popeye range was introduced in 1981. Now I don't have this one listed in my little book here. I've got it listed elsewhere that I've got it, but yeah, I've got it because there it is sitting in front of me. But there is Popeye in his splendour with his spinach, and we'll see. We'll have a look round this vista, as it's a different one. So there we have all of the entries into the Popeye series. The only one I haven't got is CS15. Olive's convertible was a bit of a difficult one to find. So if he comes at a reasonable cost. So Popeye's spinach wagon was CS13, and this one is a Blueto's Road Roller, and this is CS14. This is the only version. The Popeyes, there's really no major variants. There is a slight difference with Olive Oil Sports Car, where a label gets put upside down, but with this, no, there's very little in the way of difference. So it's a fascinating series. In the UK, they do turn up time to time. You can get unboxed examples, but certainly elsewhere they may be more readily available, certainly like the US. So this is just a little overview of my Walt Disney Lesney collection. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.